Hi, it's Tim and Amy with Go With Less, and today we're going to talk about the sharing economy and specifically how the sharing economy helped us save money on our European vacation.
Yes, and what do we mean by the sharing economy? We did a quick search on Google, and what we've come up with is kind of our own amalgamation of definitions. And it's person-to-person trading services for either a fee or not a fee. So it could be free, it could be for a fee, but it's person-to-person versus corporation to person. So we're going to be talking about how we leverage that on our Europe trip. Please stay tuned.
So a perfect example of something that's really working well in the sharing economy is Airbnb. So Airbnb is a big corporate entity that provides this web interface that allows for individuals to connect to individuals. So it allows homeowners to provide rooms as well as homes that they're looking to rent to individuals that are looking to take advantage of the accommodations that are being provided.
Speaking of Airbnb, we used them 4 different times on this trip. We had a kind of a first half, which was a tourist half for 5 weeks, and we stayed 4 different times. The reason why we paid money to stay at an Airbnb versus using our free points is because the redemptions weren't so great for the hotels. So we've talked many times on the videos that we do the travel hacking, we have a lot of points, but we are very careful about spending those. And when it doesn't make sense, we don't spend those hotel points. So as an example, if we're in a city and a hotel costs over $150 for like a 3-star hotel, but a nice looking Airbnb costs $64 and might be near the city center, okay, well that might be worth spending money. And 4 different times we in fact did that after looking individually city to city to see if it made sense. So we were able to save, even though we spent money, we were able to save those points for a better use another day.
So we're always looking for travel hacks to hack any kind of travel, Airbnb included. So it's really hard to, Airbnb doesn't have a points program, so it's sort of hard to hack their program. However, they do have gift cards, and their gift cards go on sale with some regularity. Their gift cards are sold online, they're sold at Amazon, they're sold in the grocery store, they're sold at a variety of places that have them on sale. And so just last week while we were here in Europe, Samsung Pay, which I have a Samsung phone, had the gift cards on sale for 20% off, so we bought a few $100s there.
$750 worth.
But I'm not finished.
A lot.
And then after, I think we bought about $300 with Samsung Pay, and then we bought another $400 or $500 because Amazon had a deal that allowed us to get another set of cards for 20% off. So we bought $750 worth of Airbnb gift cards at 20% off. That'll just be in the bank so that we can, when we do find a good deal at Airbnb, we have that money banked at Airbnb.
At 20% less than retail price. And just a heads up, I don't think that Airbnb gift cards expire. That's what we're banking on, but we do use them often enough that we don't have to be super concerned about that. But $750 if you're staying a lot, that's not gonna go for like years. So yeah, but something to note. In yesterday's video, we dedicated it to house sitting. That is another way that we're leveraging the sharing economy. We are sleeping in the homeowners' beds. We are living in their home. That is as much of the sharing economy as you are ever gonna find. And if you wanna learn more about how we're using house sitting as a travel hack, please watch yesterday's video because we get into it big time.
So something else that's a little on the periphery of the sharing economy that we wanted to discuss is we have a car that's at home that was going to sit in our parking lot for 2 months while we were gone to Europe. And so we wanted to find a home for the car while we were out of town. We met a friend online. Subsequently, we met him actually at a meetup event, at a fire meetup event. And after a couple of times, he mentioned that he doesn't have a car. And so it made sense for us that we needed somebody to take our car. He needed a car. We provided him with our car. And so there's this trust thing that's just inherently a part of the sharing economy. And so we met him, we trusted him, we gave him our car for him to use while he doesn't have one while we were out of town. So it's a win-win. So basically our car is used and not sitting in our parking lot. He gets a car, he needs a car. And so additionally, he actually had an issue with the car while we were away, and he fixed the car. That's something else I think that comes along with the sharing economy is there's this inherent give and take that comes with we loaned him something, it broke, we're going to pay him for the repair, but he had to deal with the repair. And that's something that just comes along with having the sharing economy at play.
Yes, and he was very resourceful. So he found a friend who loves doing auto mechanics on his own car. So he hooked this guy in to help us, and they saved us hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So that we weren't looking to give him a car with a problem, but
Nope.
things happen, and things happened with him in our car, and he took care of it with his resources, which was incredible, and it ended up saving us hundreds of dollars. That certainly wasn't our intention, but sometimes putting trust out into the world, you get good things back. Because we heavily relied upon traditional travel hacking with free airfare, with many free hotels, those were the main ways that we leveraged the sharing economy on this trip. But there are other things that we want to talk about that are part of the sharing economy that we didn't use this trip, but we have used in the past or we have seriously considered, and we want to talk about those just to give you some good resources.
Uber provides another service that's big in the sharing economy. So Uber competes with taxis, and for us, we found that taxis or Uber-like services just don't fit with the way we travel typically. So we prefer public transportation, and Ubers and taxis are typically a little out of our price range. So, and Amy likes to say we actually prefer to walk, and so we do more walking than anything. But if we're gonna have to get on something because we're going a few miles, we're gonna use public transportation.
While we're talking about transportation, I'm gonna cover BlaBlaCar. We haven't used BlaBlaCar yet, but it's something that seems like a really cool concept. So the idea is someone is driving from point A to point B, and they have room in their car, and so they are hiring out those seats for that trip.
Sort of like the ride-sharing service back when you were in college and you wanted to go home and somebody had a seat in their car and they may take you home.
Yeah, and so, but as an example, if you're going from Barcelona to Madrid, the individual prices their own, it's like Airbnb, the price is whatever the driver is charging. We haven't used that for a few really specific reasons. Number one, we are advanced planners. We had very specific dates on this trip that had specific hotels, we had dates, hotels, etc. BlaBlaCar is a little tricky for that. Our buses were cheap and they were booked maybe 6 weeks out. Fully paid for, fully booked. We knew the time, had the ticket. We actually got a good price because we booked far out. BlaBlaCar is a little bit of a challenge because it might not be offering, the ride might not be offered that you're looking for like a day or two beforehand. So someone might not be saying, I'm going to Madrid in 3 months. Like that isn't really necessarily how people drive. So that makes complete sense. But we are looking to leave at a kind of a specific-ish time, like at a range. We're looking to come from an area, to go to an area, to have a price point that fits. And so BlaBlaCar hasn't traditionally fit into our planning, but we are heavily looking at it.
Something else that we've read quite a bit about in the sharing economy that we haven't actually experienced is couch surfing. So couch surfing is the idea that people have a free space in their house. Oftentimes it's a couch, sometimes it's a bedroom, sometimes it could be more space. But the idea is that they have a free space where you can come and actually stay. And there are some parameters in place where there's an interaction that's going to happen where you're going to show up with a bottle of wine or something like that, and you're going to spend some time with the people that are hosting you. We have not done couch surfing because it just hasn't seemed to be a fit for us. We like our privacy. However, this seems to be a really cool concept.
And we're also interested in being couch surfing hosts once our daughter heads out of the nest. So right now we don't have any room to be hosts, but we are open to be couch surfing hosts and to meet other travelers. Also, something that we have done on a prior trip 2 years ago, a company called eatwith.com. It is the same kind of thing we're talking about. It is someone opening up their home to like strangers on the internet and serving them a meal. In Lisbon, it was extremely affordable 2 years ago, and
amazing.
It was the highlight of our Lisbon experience, of a highlight trip. A trip full of highlights, I should say. And so I looked at this in all of the cities we're visiting on this 9-week trip, and it was actually kind of expensive. So it wasn't going to fit even in less expensive countries. So just a heads up, eatwith.com is way cool of a way to meet other people from other countries and experience like home life with locals. We really like that concept. So that's it for sharing economy today. We just touched on some of the examples and services that you can use. I know that we're missing, first of all, we are aware of several that we're missing, but there are tons that we have no idea exist. I would love for your comments down below. Where have you heard of or seen the sharing economy in use? We want to leverage that throughout our trip. And if you like the video, we would love a thumbs up. If you would subscribe, another, we love that too. Any comments, we reply to every one of them, even if it's not offering sharing economy tips. And if you share this video with your friends and family and on your social media, you're our favorite.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for
Thanks.
watching.